What's up, nerds? So today I'm gonna kind of go over a interesting little topic. Every topic is interesting on the Northwind Aerial channel. What we're gonna do is I'm going to go over all of the stuff that I carry in my poor farm truck so that I'm always ready to go for any sort of drone first responder scenario. I carry a lot of gear in my back seat and I refuse to get a camper shell, and I'm not very good at rhino lining the back of my truck. So it's a hot mess express, but I kind of wanted to show a bunch of the stuff that I carry around with me at all times. Let's get to it. I just want to show and prove that everything in here fits in here. Yes, it's a mess because I've had to move around a couple of times, but everything we're gonna pull out today fits in this back seat. All right, so first things first is going to be your drone. You're not gonna get much drone first responding done if you don't have your drone. So I pretty much carry the Matrice 30T with me everywhere I go. Every now and then I'll break out the Mavic 3T, but this just outclasses it in every way, shape, and form. But if I know I'm gonna be doing a fair amount of hiking, I'll usually break out the Mavic. This is just a great all-around drone for anything life is gonna throw at us. And it can handle any sort of weather, pretty much any sort of conditions, and it has the laser rangefinder with the GPS designator. It has so many different apps built into it that I use that are just great. It has infrared, has 4K widescreen, has 200 times zoom. This is just the workhorse of my drone fleet. So this stays with me pretty much all of the time. Next up, battery station. Because the M30T takes 2 batteries to fly, I tend to go through them fairly quick, and each battery being about $300 a pop or so, I don't feel like ordering too many more, although I probably will. So we need a way of charging them on the go. So that's why I generally carry around my DJI TB30 battery station with me, so I can recharge everything on the go. If we're gonna be posting up for a while, I'll plug this into a generator or a wall outlet, but if we're on the go, I have just a thing to charge them then. But the TB30 battery station, cord wraps up right inside it, and you can charge up to 8 batteries on it, plus charge your auxiliary batteries for your controller, and a couple other devices using USB-C or USB-A. So if you're gonna take the M30 with you, the battery station probably better not be too far behind, or you're going to have a very, very expensive paperweight. So say you're out in a rural area and you really need to charge your batteries and there's no generators or outlets around there. It's one of the reasons why I carry around the DJI Power 1000. I swear I'm not sponsored by DJI, unfortunately. So the DJI Power 1000 I actually got and did an entire video on. It will charge these drone batteries. The problem with a lot of DJI batteries is they take so much voltage and amperage and current to charge that most vehicle chargers that come standard will not charge them. They'll click off. So you need something that can handle the drain while charging them. So the options that I had were either put a full-blown inverter in my truck that would have to be hardwired onto the battery in order to handle this sort of chargers, or to get a whole separate battery bank, which is what I did. So I started searching and found that this was on sale by about 50% off, and I got myself one. It has all sorts of different ways of charging it, and it has all sorts of different outlets to charge stuff. You can plug it directly into the wall right here. It has 2 little charging outlets right here, 2 AC outlets, plus 4 USB chargers right there. It's just a really, really great thing to carry around, and I found myself using it for all sorts of stuff on the farm. It has a couple different carrying handles. I like this whole bag that it comes in. Just make sure that you fold it up so it can vent properly. And then around the back, it has a whole other compartment where I keep the wall charger, so that way I can plug it into any sort of AC outlet I come across, and then the car charger. The car charger is definitely what I would call a trickle charger. I got the base version, not the upgraded version. This takes quite some time to charge this battery. It's great for if you just need to top it up. It'll take a full day to charge this thing from 0 to 100, but it's something, it's nice, it's light, and it was relatively inexpensive to just be able to trickle charge this on the go. So the last real drone related item that I have is my spotlight and speaker kit, which I keep with me most of the time in its own little hard case. You never know when you're gonna get called out at night and you're gonna need to spotlight something, and you never know when you're gonna need to call out with someone. So I keep this with me, and it thankfully, again, it's in this hard case and it's not all that big, so it just hangs out. And the last sort of electronics sort of thing that I carry with me is actually a new addition. This just came in. This is the monitor and hard case from Drone Deer Recovery. I went ahead and threw some money at them, mostly because they're running a promotion, and I'm hoping to win that Matrice 4T that they are putting out a raffle for. And I figured, I've wanted these for a while, so perfect, I got one. This is essentially a hard case. I thought it was going to replace my drone case, but it does not. I'm going to do a full review on this thing probably sometime later on this summer when I get a chance, but I'm so far pretty happy with it once I figured out exactly what I wanted to use it for. It's really sturdy and has these locks over here, and you open it up and you can see it has a 24-inch Samsung monitor on here that you can then plug into the drone controller in order to see exactly what the drone controller is on a whole screen. Having a separate screen is one of the most important things I feel like you can have in drone search and rescue. A, it gives you something bigger to look at. B, it gives anyone who needs to watch or wants to watch the footage a screen to look at so they're not hovering over your shoulder. Because no matter what the scene or emergency call is, I find that I end up having all sorts of people looking over my shoulder trying to see what the drone is seeing. This alleviates a lot of that. Being able to just put this down, I can put it over here on this side of the tailgate, and I can be over here with the HDMI cord plugged in, and they can watch a bigger screen than I have. So that works really great for like a command standpoint, because I can set up an entire incident command post essentially right off the back of my truck, especially if I'm one of the first people on scene and I need to give the incoming chief and incoming incident commander a quick brief on here's exactly what the situation looks like. I can have this all set up and ready to go and have a big 24-inch monitor for him to see. Right underneath the monitor, we have a bunch of soft foam, and that's where I've started keeping my laptop, because having a laptop out in the field always seems to be very, very useful, especially for something like Nova. With this laptop, I can upload photos and create an orthomosaic on the go. I can create a hotspot map, and then the most important thing, and I actually just tested it a couple days ago using this whole setup you see here, is I can live stream. So I can hook this up to the Starlink that is in here as well, and be live streaming everything from a scene to the chiefs, to the commanders, to anyone who might need to make more decisions that go way above my rank. This really helps them out by carrying a laptop around. So I carry that everywhere I go. So this case comes with a built-in inverter and charger, and that's where I kind of keep all of the other cords. So for instance, there is the cord to my laptop. These are all the cords to the monitor and the inverter. And then we have this block of foam, which right underneath that is where I keep the Starlink, which has become almost a completely integral piece of my kit because A, cell service kind of sucks out where I'm at, and B, oftentimes we get called up into the mountains and there's no service at all, and we pop this down and we get crazy internet speeds, immediate connectivity. This has just become a must-have piece of kit for pretty much any sort of rural first responder. So that's pretty much everything that I carry for drone-wise. The other stuff that I carry, I'll show you right now. So I also carry a couple of different bags. You might have seen on the first video around with me. This is essentially my search and rescue bag where I keep all of my search and rescue gear. Namely, right on top, I'm ready to get it out for a water rescue. So I have my Mustang rescue jacket. I have a bunch of wet weather gear in there, and then I have my rescue helmet. I'm not gonna do an entire bag drag for you guys, but these are essentially what I have right on top, so if we do have any sort of water accident, I'm ready to go for that. And the other bag that I carry with me is my red bag, which essentially has a bunch of firefighting stuff in it, such as a wildland helmet, and that's actually kind of a both helmet. Wildland and structure helmet, very, very old, some gloves, and then most importantly, my tech gens, both my pants and my jacket, because these work for both vegetation fires and vehicle accidents. And out here in my whole area, it's oftentimes I get there first or very, very close to first. So being able to have gear that you can just throw on while you roll up is really, really useful. And then the small orange bag that I carry in there is just a very, very basic trauma kit. This just has basic bandages, basic stuff for BLS and trauma, essentially. It's to patch someone up and get them ready for the ambulance, and also to hopefully keep them alive until the ambulance gets there. And not much in between for that. So I basically just carry this everywhere I go, because sometimes I'm the first person on scene to something, whether it's a medical, whether it's a fire, whether it's a traffic collision. It's always nice to have a good bag of just the bare essentials. And then the last thing I kind of want to show off is this whole vest system that I've been setting up. I got this idea from one of my other search and rescue members on a recent call where we were going up and down this hill, and I had a bunch of gear I wanted to transport with me, but my backpack was too bulky. So he had this cool, basically chest harness that I shamelessly copycatted him on. It's very, very basic, and I haven't started putting too much in it yet, but I do keep some bare essentials such as water purification, fire starters, medical gloves. I keep a map in here as well as the pocket incident response guide because it's always good to just kind of have knowledge. Have a radio wrapped around it, and then the biggest addition I've had is put on these two little nipple tassels right here, which make it very easy to clip my RC Plus onto. And you might be thinking, hey Tim, why didn't you just buy the straps for this? And I probably should have, but this works out just fine. So if you're sitting up there and you're doing a mapping mission, or the drone's on the ground but you don't want to leave your controller around, or you're sitting there and just getting video, letting it hover there while you're getting a video of a scene going on, it's nice to be able to just put it down and then right there, exactly how you want it. So yeah, this is my very, I don't know if you can call it basic at this point. This is my setup for drone first responders. This is all the stuff that I carry pretty much in the back of my truck any day. So whenever we need to go anywhere in the truck as a family, it's kind of a nightmare. I make the kids carry a lot of it, not the expensive stuff. You know, it's all expensive. Yeah, it's a farm truck. It gets dirty. I don't know what to tell you, but this is exactly how I set it all up. Coming soon, I really want to do a full review on this whole drone deer recovery case. I just need to put it through a lot more paces first. I just got it, and I don't want to be one of those guys that gets something and does a review on it just to capitalize on it. I want to put this thing through its test for a couple of weeks before I do anything with it. I want to test the battery life. I want to test it with other people's ideas. I want to test the absolute crap out of it. So look forward to that coming in the future. And hopefully this was educational or informational or at least mildly entertaining. If you have any sort of critiques or feedback or questions, leave them in the comments. As always, feed the algorithm. It feeds my drones. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Right after I put all of this away. Bye.